Dinah, the daughter of Jacob and Leah, went to visit some of the women who lived there. She was seen by Hamor's son, Shechem, the leader of the Hivites, and he grabbed her and raped her. But Shechem was attracted to Dinah, so he told her how much he loved her. He even asked his father to get her for his wife. Meanwhile, Jacob heard what had happened, but his sons were out in the fields with the cattle, so he did not do anything at the time. Hamor arrived at Jacob's home, just as Jacob's sons were coming from work. When they learned that their sister had been raped, they became furiously angry. Nothing is more disgraceful than rape, and it should not be tolerated in Israel. Hamor said to Jacob and his sons, "My son Shechem really loves Dinah. Please let him marry her. Why don't you start letting your families marry into our families, and ours marry into yours? You can share this land with us. Move freely about until you find the property you want. Then buy it and settle down here." Shechem added, "Do this favor for me, and I'll give you whatever you want. Ask anything, no matter how expensive, and I'll do anything. Just let me marry Dinah." Jacob's sons wanted to get even with Shechem and his father because of what happened to their sister. So they tricked them by saying, "You're not circumcised. It would be a disgrace for us to let you marry Dinah now. But we will let you marry her if you and the other men in your tribe get circumcised. Then your family can marry into ours, and ours can marry into yours, and we can live together like one nation. But if you don't agree to get circumcised, we'll take Dinah and leave this place." Hamor and Shechem liked what was said. Shechem was the most respected person in his family, and he was so in love with Dinah that he hurried off to get everything done. The two men met with the other leaders of their city and told them, "These people really are friendly. Why not let them move freely about until they find property they want? There's enough here for them and for us. Then our families can marry into theirs, and theirs can marry into ours. We have to do only one thing before they will agree to stay here and become one nation with us. Our men will have to be circumcised like their men. Just think. We'll get their property as well as their flocks and herds. All we have to do is agree, and they will live here with us." Every grown man followed this advice and got circumcised. 3 days later, the men who had been circumcised were still weak from pain. So Simeon and Levi, two of Dinah's brothers, attacked with their swords and killed every man in town, including Hamor and Shechem. Then they took Dinah and left. Jacob's other sons came and took everything they wanted. All this was done because of the horrible thing that had happened to their sister. They took sheep, goats, donkeys, and everything else that was in the town or the fields. After taking everything of value from the houses, they dragged away the wives and children of their victims. Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, "Look what you've done. Now I'm in real trouble with the Canaanites and the Perizzites who live around here. There aren't many of us, and if they attack, they'll kill everyone in my household." They answered, "Was it right to let our own sister be treated that way?" God told Jacob, "Return to Bethel, where I appeared to you when you were running from your brother Esau. Make your home there and build an altar to me." Jacob said to his family and to everyone else who was traveling with him, "Get rid of your foreign gods. Then make yourselves acceptable to worship God and put on clean clothes. Afterwards we'll go to Bethel. I will build an altar there for God who answered my prayers when I was in trouble and who has always been at my side." So everyone gave Jacob their idols and their earrings, and he buried them under the oak tree near Shechem. While Jacob and his family were traveling through Canaan, God terrified the people in the town so much that no one dared to bother them. Finally they reached Bethel, also known as Luz. Jacob built an altar there and called it God of Bethel, because that was the place where God had appeared to him when he was running from Esau. While they were there, Rebekah's personal servant Deborah died. They buried her under an oak tree and called it Weeping Oak. After Jacob came back to the land of Canaan, God appeared to him again. This time he gave Jacob a new name and blessed him by saying, I am God all-powerful, and from now on your name will be Israel instead of Jacob. You will have many children, your descendants will become nations, and some of the men in your family will even be kings. I will give you the land that I promised Abraham and Isaac, and it will belong to your family forever. After God had gone, Jacob set up a large rock so that he would remember what had happened there. He poured wine and olive oil on the rock to show that it was dedicated to God, and he named the place Bethel. Jacob and his family had left Bethel and were still a long way from Ephrath. When the time came for Rachel's baby to be born, she was having a rough time, but the woman who was helping her said, Don't worry, it's a boy. Rachel was at the point of death, and right before dying she said, I'll name him Benoni, but Jacob called him Benjamin. Rachel was buried beside the road to Ephrath, which is also called Bethlehem. Jacob set up a tombstone over her grave, and it is still there. Jacob, also known as Israel, travelled to the south of Elder Tower, where he set up camp. During their time there, Jacob's oldest son Reuben slept with Bilhah, who was one of Jacob's other wives, and Jacob found out about it. Jacob had 12 sons while living in northern Syria. His firstborn, Reuben, was the son of Leah, who later gave birth to Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. Leah's servant Zilpah had 2 sons, Gad and Asher. Jacob and his wife Rachel had Joseph and Benjamin. Rachel's servant woman Bilhah had 2 more sons, Dan and Naphtali. Jacob went to his father Isaac at Hebron, also called Mamre or Kiriath Arba, where Isaac's father Abraham had lived as a foreigner. Isaac died at the ripe old age of 180, and his sons Esau and Jacob buried him.